New JJK chapter leaks are live, so you already know what time it is. Ahoy, pirate crew, this is Captain Pirate D-God, Pirate God, whatever you want to call me, as long as you address me as Captain. Chapter 239 starts us off with what appears to be a blonde-haired girl wearing a gothic-like fit who seems to be running away from someone. At first, when I saw this page, I thought to myself this was Uru, one of the sorcerers that Kenny brought back to the calling games, and that this is a flashback, i.e. the blonde, like the very light color looking hair, and also the eyes. Next, we see the gothic girl may be running away from Kenny as she is cursing him out for everything that has happened in the calling games, asking if it's too much to give the others who died a second chance at life by turning them into cursed objects. The them that she is referring to are the other Jujutsu sorcerers that died in the calling games. She then gets trapped by a jellyfish cursed, and Kenny tells her, if it's too tasteless, I'll add more flavor. If it's too strong, I add more of the original. You people are like seasoning and water to me. I don't have any particular feelings towards you. He then also says, even though I have no feeling towards you people, I sometimes feel like you guys are too good to waste. Gothic girl then tries to fight back, but then Kenny fully seals her head into the jellyfish and murks her in the process. He then talks to her corpse, telling her that he applied cursed objects on reincarnated ones and a cursed symbol on awakened sorcerers, so it's easier to track them. But then someone appears and asks Kenny why is he talking to a dead body, and that someone was Hazanoku, who refuses Kenny's friendship offer after he joked about the requirements to be his friend, which was not to bore him and to also be on his level, aka be a real nigga like me, which you are not. Kenny then gets a ping on his iPhone 15 Pro Ultra Max and sees that Mei released the YouTube of Gojo getting Gojo over in 4K. We then cut to Kenny explaining that he left curses in Kenjaku to monitor whoever leaves the area not based on cursed energy, and he knows who is who based on the cursed energy, and that someone like Yuta, for example, would be easily noticed. We then get the beat down, schmeat down between Kenny and Hazanoki is not winning this fight, and if any of you Hazanoki fans are out there, then this chapter is not for you. He then asks Kenny what was his true goal, and Kenny responds saying that he is going to end the calling games by eliminating all players and activate the merging process of Tengen with everyone in Japan. Kenny then approaches Hazanoki to ask him, don't you want to make sure if something you thought interesting is true or not? Isn't that what living is all about? Before he can answer, we get someone. No, not someone, some him. Why? Because he is him. My boy, my king, my man, my god. Fumihiko Takaba pulls up to the scene looking all sexy as always. Kenny attacks Takaba with no hesitation and wonders why did somebody leave a pebble here, a little ant, all alone by himself, and states that he has no interest in any awakened players except for Higuruma. Takaba as the GOAT, he as the main, he survives that attack. Even Kenjaku was baffled by that shit. My man Kenny out here looking like Kaido after GOAT Fifth Luffy full countered his Boro Blast, and Takaba curses him out by calling him a shitty monk and said that he's gonna send him in jail. Kenny then mentions that something feels off with Takaba. Now last page, Takaba says, there are a lot of things to get excited for in the world, but the number one thing to get excited about is when an entertainer only there to match the number takes the stage. And Kenny responds with a smirk and says, you're right, glazing up just like how Kashimo did with Sukuna. And that is how the chapter ends. No break next week, so whew. So let me know what you think about these leaks. Were you expecting Yuji vs Sukuna part 3, or are you actually excited to see what Kenny is doing? To be honest, I went from being kind of interested to fully invested since Takaba is one of my favorite characters. And if you want to know a bit more about Takaba, then I recommend my video that I did on him. But for all now, that's going to be it for me. This is your captain, signing off, Yargh.